Well, the face easy tells Rubens himself, and he joins no less than 26 others in yet another of the Brazilian sort of race of champions. Luca de Grassi, who will find himself on the front row next to Antonio Pizzonia. It's a two-race championship. Barrichello on the second row with Marco Gomez. 25 laps plus one, I think, after that, depending on what the timology of it all is. And there's a point-scoring system, and points are carried forward to a second race, which is tomorrow. And last year, of course, the winner over the two was one Michael Schumacher. So live we are, and you can see in the background a really good crowd. A new circuit, the Arena Sapiens in Florianopolis. And as ever, very appreciative audience for this. All the carts absolutely similarly marked. There was a top 10 shoot-off which clinched the pole for Antonio Pizzonia. Barrichello, who won 2 years ago, starts on the second row. No shortage of glamour either on or in the names of the drivers from all different formulas, many whom are either in Formula One or have tasted Formula One at some time in their career, and such as Castro Neves, 3 times winner of Indianapolis 500, and Tony Kanaan, who is of course the Indy champion back in 2004. A lot of stock car racers of Brazil amongst them as well. So the race that always excites. They're revving up the crowd at the moment. They've had pre-practice. There's been a mirror. Their IRL man. Never actually won an IRL race, but has been there or thereabouts for many seasons. There's only one non-Brazilian in this. The one driver, Jamie Alguersuari. Jamie Alguersuari is on the third row. 1.2 meters. 6 major corners. Well, 6, we could call 7 major corners. So there's one rather tricky, sort of long sweeping one that you could argue is almost 2 corners. So they're led round. Pizzonia now of stock cars. Next to him, Luca de Grassi. Applies his trade in Formula One with the Virgin Pasquim. Now he's an actor. Yes, very much the Brazilian actor. But, I'm afraid he, in his act as a racing driver, was slowing the times as we get underway. Not a bad start from the poleman. Somebody went sideways and off at the beginning, but we'll pick them up in a moment or two. So 25 laps of this, and then 25 laps tomorrow. More points in this one, 25 for the winner of this and 20 for the winner tomorrow. So spaced out they are at the moment. Looks a bit like dodgems at times, isn't it? They're coming back under the orders there. They've got to come back again and round under those orders. The flag just whipping up at the back to tell them to concur to that. 9 then is Luca de Grassi. 3 Antonio Pizzonia. cleaner off the mark this time, will it? And yes, it will. All the fireworks go off and the razzmatazz that goes with it, and this time it's for serious. I think Felipe Massa made a move there, but whether it's stuck or not, we'll see in a moment or two. So Pizzonia and Luca de Grassi. With Pizzonia at the moment holding the #1 position. Big crowd in there today. And Barrichello has slipped into second place. Those classic down the inside moves there. There's one or two others coming up through the field. I think Castro Neves has made up 4 places so far. The 25 laps of this. Mario Gomez here having a little bit of difficulty, but none so for Antonio Pizzonia. And it's the stock car man at the moment who's leading. Barrichello from de Grassi, and as I said before, Felipe Massa made a move. Well, he moved up to 4. Gomez in 5th, and Guasuari in 6th. Tony Kanaan, who wasn't amongst the top 10 in the shoot-off or the top 5 rows of the grid, well, he's moved up to 8th place. And the truck racer Felipe Giaffoni has just clinched his way into 9th place, getting past Victor Mira. Let's see if anybody else, Christian Fittipaldi, fairly way back, 15th place, and having lost about 3 places with a rather odd move a bit further back. Castro Neves has dropped even further back. Seems to be enjoying himself in 20th place. Maybe a move a bit more like some of his dancing moves. Slightly off camera as I spoke at the moment, about 2 corners back. He slid sideways, touched somebody else, but untouchable at the moment. Quite a lot changing. And we've just seen Barrichello, de Grassi, who's that coming in? Berti into 10th place. Well, Rinaldi, Enrique Rinaldi. But the battle at the front continues. Barrichello won this 2 years ago. Schumacher, of course, last year. They had a bit of a battle with each other on a couple of stages last year as well. But at the moment it looks like Pizzonia, but this is far from over, is it? A little chain of 4 starting to split away from the others behind. Barrichello, a quick look over his shoulder there to see who's there. Well, he doesn't need to look too far. He's got plenty of company. And look at de Grassi, who was on the front row of the grid before, thinking of having a look at Rubens. And all the time, Pizzonia with the clear road in front of him. And a balmy evening in Brazil. And there's a move made there, but it's can it stick? Is it? Yes, it is. Barrichello forced wide. Luca de Grassi goes back to where he started, and that allowed Antonio Pizzonia to ease a couple of kart lengths further clear. Pizzonia at the moment trying very hard to see if he can clinch the 25 points. And they're all keen on winning this. I mean, not just the one race, the 2. Well, they wouldn't. You know, you like to follow the name of Schumacher from last year. So de Grassi confirmed there in 2nd place. This is the 4th lap. Massa maintains 4th position. Now Guasuari in 6th place. And Rubens Barrichello is certainly not content to stay where he is. Well, I'm sure he's even less content to go backwards, because he did. He lost a further place there, and there's a couple of others getting a little closer to the leading battle now. But none of this of any great concern on the fifth Volta, the fifth lap for the leader. '17 Al-Jafari, still very much in contention, but Barrichello third before, now in fourth place, because the man who invented this competition, 5 years it's had so far, Felipe Massa, once he's getting his name on it again, he's moved into third place. Al-Jafari in fifth. Tony Kanaan has moved up to seventh place, by the way. Seven having made something of an excursion, non-designed excursion at all. They just flew straight on. Nienkutter, Leonardo Nienkutter. Nienkutter as well. There we go, through only went. Meanwhile at the front, as you were. So it stays the same first to seventh as it's been for the last two laps. And now Pisonia has got pretty good company from Luca de Grassi. And de Grassi hunting him down now. And where's he going to make his move? The two of them getting away a little bit. Luca de Grassi knows this circuit very well indeed. He and Felipe Massa had a lot to do. It's a new circuit in Brazil, is this one. A lot to do with the construction of it. Zonia ducking down there, resisting it as much of the force of wind that the cart's propelled into as he possibly can. But look at the grass, he stuck to him like a stamp on a letter. Can anybody get up with these two? There. Completed 8 laps. That's the gap. Well, 0.148 of a second. Massa 1.6, or a shade more behind that. And you certainly I wouldn't write off Felipe Massa. Might be quite content to watch these two, but these two may be thinking also, we'll get away first of all. If we're going to have a battle, we'll have it later on. There's no obvious signs that of Luca de Grassi trying to force the door open. Formula One Virgin driver with his eyes firmly set on the back of the cars of Antonio Pisonia. Now there's the change. But can he make it stick? Answer, no. And is that allowed? Yes, it has. Allowed to get a couple of carts nearer. Felipe Massa. And the 29-year-old who never got to the top step of the podium last season, but it was a miracle that he was really racing at all after the 2009 Honda crash in Hungary. We've got a couple of second places. But he's in third here. And the fastest lap so far, de Grassi, probably in that lap prior to taking the lead, but for one lap. And Pisonia Anything you can do, I can do better. Has got it now. 10 laps completed. And Massa on the chase. There's anybody else that can make that a battle of more than 3. 25 laps in all it is. Quick look over the shoulder. Don't worry about it, Antonio. Lucas is there. And there's one of the two Bueno brothers. That's Chaca Bueno. Number O. Points. Oh. Castro Neves, who you've been watching Strictly Come Dancing by any simple chance that you strayed into a wrong channel somewhere. Well, he strayed into the channel in America in 2007 and won it, a version of it. There's a pretty good samba. To practice in the pits now if he wants before the next race, because his race for the time being in this one is finito. Zonia, yeah, put these two with a blanket over them. Doesn't look though if Massa can get any closer for the time being. Little battle. 33 and 90. Ricardo Maurizio, number 90. Well, they really are having a little tussle. Via Figueiredo from IRL and Maurizio. Good mates as well. And plus you don't want to be beaten by in karting as your mate. Neither of these two would settle for the other one winning it. Well, it's a bit down the field in fairness. There you saw for a moment, Juan Paulo Oliveira. He plies his trade, that Brazilian, does it in Japanese Super GT. Out of camera, I can tell you that De Grassi had another look at Antonio Pizzonia and got through. That is what it looks like with Max Wilson. And there is Pizzonia. Now what has happened there? Because we had Luca De Grassi coming up on our board just for a moment. And there is De Grassi. De Grassi back in the clutches of a fourth place Jamie Alguersuari. And there's that incident, and there's the change, a hand going into the air there, but that cost Luca De Grassi dearly. So Pizzonia back in the lead, but one Mr. Massa now in second place behind him. And can Luca De Grassi come back? Naco Gomez coming through now as well. This is Barrichello. So Gomez has moved up to 6th place. Barrichello was going a lot quicker before. But still Pizzonia, 15 of the 25 laps completed. Still Luca De Grassi with the fastest lap. He's third behind Massa and Tony Kanaan. Up into the top 5 after not qualifying in the top 10. Not bad driving. Kanaan no longer with the AJ Foy Enterprise team. Mix-ups or not enough mix of the sponsorships in there this year. Had a very successful career with them. And the career you'll expect to continue elsewhere, no doubt. We're still Pisonia with the lead. It's a couple of excursions. That's the second excursion. Had one a little bit earlier, didn't he? 53, Alberto Valerio. Oh, there, that's two into that corner, and neither got round. Never is the fault of the man who puts his hands up in the air, is it? And there's the battle between the Grassi and Massa. Is that going to allow Antonio Pisonia to get the 25 points from this? There's only 20 points in the second of the 2 heat finals. That's tomorrow, don't miss that. UK time, 4:30 for 5:30. Barrichello in 7th place now. Christian Fittipaldi showing there 16. And it looks like Luca de Grassi is going to be in a position to challenge very, very shortly. I mean, he's led twice in this event so far. So is Pisonia. In fact, Pisonia has led 3 times so far. It's the important one who's going to lead 8 laps from now because they've 17 completed, 25 altogether. And the Grassi through the inside. Oh, smooth as you like. Will you hold it round the next one? Oh, the hand goes up in the air. No, you're not having it, and he doesn't. And in the meantime, Massa says, thank you very much, you two. Keep squabbling. I'll get a little bit nearer. And he's so close now that he can cover the 3 with a blanket. Oh, and Massa's having a real look now. Now, who's coming up with them? 18 completed. Pisonia, de Grassi. And those two seem to have the pace, but Massa must have it as well because he can stay with them, or he can stay with them while the squabble's on. As we're getting closer now, 19 coming up to be completed. Yes, he's going to have a real look soon. Would you put your money on? There's a change again. And then this time, is Massa going to find his way through from that? Not yet, he's not. Oh, and it's 4 into 2. The Grassi's going to come out of that. I think Massa's going to come out of it second. He has. So, de Grassi. And all the way through there, Jamie Alguersuari into the mix as well. And a nip down the inside from Pisonia. Hey, I had the lead, I want it back. I've got past you, Jamie. Who am I after next? But at the front, we have 4:20 completed. There we saw the move that was made by de Grassi on Pisonia. Massa stuck it in deep as well. Go through with him and did exactly that. And Alguersuari got in the mix as well. So couldn't really put your money which one will get this. Pisonia, has he shot his bolt on this one? So De Grassi into the final stages. 25 laps, big roar from the crowd here. Well, there's only one chance in 27 it won't be a Brazilian. It'd be that man if he did it, because that's the Spaniard, Jamie Albertari. All the rest from Brazil, many from Sao Paulo itself. Grassi from Massa, from Bisogno. Tony Khan can't get quite close enough to make a real fist of a challenge. Not that far behind if this lot got in the right mix. Well, they could. Massa in second place then. Marcus Gomez, number 80, not too far off the block. Good point scoring available. Set them all up for the second final tomorrow. So De Grassi started on the front row. Bisogno started in pole next to him. .22 completed. There's Barrichello. Barrichello has dropped back to 8th place now, behind Vittorio Miria. Mira is like a little bit of trouble with his car before. No change at the front. 22 gone on the 23rd of 25. Grassi fancies having a chance of winning this one. Massa's not close enough to challenge, and he's got a challenge of his own to fight off from the earlier leader, Bisogno. De Grassi a little bit earlier set the fastest lap, and he's putting all the corners together now, and the apex is just right. So the rest of them, mind you. And he's just maybe extended that elastic a little bit. Quick look over the shoulder from Massa to see the whereabouts of Bisogno. And Antonio, though, not really close enough to make a challenge on Massa yet. 23 completed. Again, 25 laps tomorrow, even though it's 4 less points. Say last year, Schumacher, other engagements prevented him from defending his title here this time. Schumacher was the overall winner last time, winning in one race. I think he was second in the other. An important one to stick under your belt as a win, though, is this one with the 25 points. So nearly 3/4 of a second now between De Grassi and Massa. On the penultimate lap. In just a sec. And is Bisogno going to get a chance maybe on one of the last corners to have a little go to get through to second place? He's certainly trying. Not quite near enough yet. Well, unless it goes mechanically wrong, which is unlikely, touch wood. Looks like it's De Grassi's race. Who's going to get the second? A little bit closer, Pizzonia. Yeah, she knocked off a couple of tenths there. As back markers having to point the way through to the quicker boys at the moment. Our active friend quite sensibly sticking a hand out there. But now look, here we go. Is he going to have a go here now? No, not yet. Another chance there. Looks to one side to see if he can come in from the other. So, he almost had a go then. Will he have another one on this last lap? For second place, leaders, while that little battle between these two has been going on, has pulled his way out 1.5 seconds. So it is Lucas Di Grassi's race. But are we going to see a change here? Massa, third place, having a look. Massa in second place, having a look over his shoulder for a second at Pizzonia. But there goes Di Grassi. And it's going to be second place for Massa and third for Pizzonia. Di Grassi's delighted with that victory. Pop the checkered flag in. So winner, Heat 1, Lucas Di Grassi. Well, he led it 3 times. So too did Pizzonia, but Pizzonia not leading at the important time. He finishes in third place. Even Massa in second. Jamie El-Ghaswari in fourth. Tenikanan in fifth. Marcus Gomez sixth. Itamira in seventh. Rubens Barrichello in eighth. And looking at that point scoring system, starts with 25 points. That's the property in the bag for Di Grassi. And second place gets 20, and first place tomorrow, of course, scores 20, not 25, as I said before. Point scoring goes down to 15th place. But with 25 in the bag already, that's a number of people well out of it. So a win at any time is always nice. A win in Brazil, be it against 26 Brazilians and a Spaniard, that will do nicely. So, started on the front row after the top 10 shootout. What he wouldn't give for this to be a podium in Formula One. That's going to be a bit of time yet, maybe. You get the feeling, don't you? That's the way to go. And don't forget that 4:30 UK time tomorrow, you'll see whether it will be Di Grassi who can add some more points sufficient to win it overall. An absolute Grand Slam would be 25 today and 20 tomorrow, a total of 45. The all-important weights and scales.
Estamos preparando o pódio.
It didn't win, but there's a nice little bit of a kiss for Felipe Massa from the family. And there's the point scoring system, Massa with 20. And beyond that 6 points, Alam Kader, no real chance of doing too much. There's Felipe Massa, his explanation. So please don't forget to join us again, 4:30 UK time. Me, Tony Delahunty, good night. Speak to you tomorrow.